Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I'm back with a few things one thing that I've had and a couple of things that I've just received and then just some other goodies. And I just wanted to kind of talk my way through some of this with you guys. I also wanted to share with you, I just picked these up at Dollar Tree, and these are really cute, cute, cute pins. They work well. I tested all of them. I don't think they're as glittery as I want, but they are glittery, and that's what they're called, gel pins. And the theory, I mean, when you look at them, you're thinking you're looking for glitter, and these are good. These were $1. So I wanted to share that with you. And this little thing I got, I don't know, back in July at the back to school at Michael's. This was like $2, and I love these. These are little index card on a ring kind of thing with llamas on them, which you know how much I love llamas. And I just love these. I don't even know how many of them. I absolutely thought these were fantastic. So, and then, okay, so let's get started here. So I wanted to share that with y'all. That's here. I also wanted to share with you guys just some organizational things. So, you know, the thing is, when you move, you find things that you've previously used or bought and you forgot to use it. And, you know, that's when you clean out anywhere, whether you clean out your closet or you clean out the refrigerator, you're going to find things like, oh, I forgot that was there. So I found these two little pink zippered bags. When I travel, I just don't do well with covered bags. And I think because, like, if you're on an airplane, you know, the lights aren't that bright if you're traveling at night. So having something that is see-through, it is, you know, bright colors, it is so easy to use. And I found these in my stash somewhere. I'm sure I got them at the dollar bin. They're not from, doesn't look like they're from Target, so probably they were Dollar Tree, or it just somebody threw it in extra. So while I'm trying to pack and get things ready for when our daughter has her baby, these I pulled out because I thought, ooh, that would be great for me to pack down some things, because some of the things I took on the trip were too dark. And so I will either repurpose those in another thing or in another area, or I will give those to Goodwill or pass it on to one of my family members. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then I got this, I want to think, oh, this is Choice Books. So I must have found this in town. And this is just at our grocery store has these. And we know the family that stocks these in the area, and they're a very sweet family. Anyways, they're a Mennonite family, very sweet family. So this is a devotional that requires journaling. And it's just one of those, to me, it says Mornings with God. It is bright, it is beautiful, it is not heavy, it's light, I can throw it in my bag. And I'm kind of the mom driving a lot right now. So Monday through Thursday I drive my daughter, and I sit and wait on Monday, Wednesday. So things like this to take. I usually take my Bible journaling, but I can throw this into, and this is just something I will take when we go to my daughter's, the other daughter's who's having a baby, and then it's something I can just throw in my bag. So I wanted to share that. And Choice Books is fantastic. You can find some really wonderful books there, and they're usually not very expensive. I found this. It's Define My Day. And lately, well, I'll be honest, since the long, many years of my parents' illnesses, and then the loss of each of them, and caring for them in between, and then taking on the responsibility after they were gone, it is very hard for me now to define my days. You know, when you're taking care of somebody who's ill, your day is defined instantly. I mean, you are continually, you know, you're just, your goal is keeping them, you know, healthy or comfortable or fed or, you know, clean, the whole thing, and getting their medicines if they need it, making sure they have doctors if they need them, you know, things like that. And so now I'm having to rethink what I'm going to do next. And there's been a lot of discussion. Some fun discussion, some honestly not so fun discussion. And things have changed for me. My health has changed. So the things that I had hoped to do when I had finished homeschooling my children, I literally cannot do it anymore. My autoimmune system won't let me go back in a classroom. And I love teaching. I love being with little guys. I love, younger kiddos. And so I just have to pray and seek what God would have. So I grabbed this. It's called Define My Day. Of course, I had to get the pink one. And what it is small steps, big results. So, you want to write affirmations, you can write praises to God, whatever you're comfortable with. And then you go through a quick reference. It tells you how to use this and what will take place, this month's goals, my ideal day, which is great because I would love to have my ideal day, but my days get away from me so quickly. And the one thing that I've noticed is that if you're the at-home mom or the homeschooling mom for, 20, almost 30 years, just short of 30 years, everybody thinks that you have all the free time in the world. So everyone calls, everyone dumps their stuff, everybody passes on the work, they don't do their part sometimes, and, then it makes it so you can't get anything done that's on your to-do list. So as I'm looking at this, I'm trying now to weed out the things that I need to say no to. What that is yet, I have some ideas of where I need to say no, and there are some things I need to let go of, some things I need to finish out and then move on from, some things I need to begin. So this is what I am praying through while I begin this journal. So, okay, so you plan out your, first 7 weeks, your week 1 milestones, the milestones that I need to achieve this week in order to reach my goals, my monthly goals. Now, I'm going to back this up. So on the daily things that I want to achieve, my 2 days, none are the same. And I've had people say, oh, well, if you're on that Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule, and yeah, I am. My daughter goes to school at different times. She doesn't drive yet. And so, yeah, my days are not consistently the same ever. And that will change soon. It'll be soon enough. She'll have her license and I won't be doing this anymore. And I'm going to miss it. Part of it I hate, let's be honest. It's not always my favorite thing to do. But part of it, I'm cherishing that time because I know it will come to an end very, very quickly. And I'm enjoying my time with her. So, but I have not had a consistent get up at this time, get in the shower at that time, And I have another issue that affects my day is sometimes my husband will work from home in the mornings. Therefore, I can't get on my phone and make phone calls. I can't get in the shower when I want to. Just all those kinds of things. Like I get up in the morning, I drink, I take my thyroid medicine, my tummy medicine, I get a drink, and I go through my, I should do my morning prayer journal devotional, which I will change. And then, I'll go through prayer, and then I'll, meditate on scripture, and then I'll open my email and get a cup of coffee or tea, hot tea, and I'll start my day that way. And what I have recognized is that is not, it's great to get on email like that pretty quickly because you get it kind of out of the way, especially if I have to leave during the day, but it can be a time waster. It can suck your time out if you're not careful. And, I could be sitting there 2 hours later and realize that I'm still writing emails, I'm still working on documents or whatever it is. If it whittles off my to-do list, then that's okay. If it's adding to my to-do list and it doesn't need to, that's not okay. And that's where I have to start saying no. Does that make sense? Okay. Ooh, we had a little flash of electricity there. There you go. We must have lightning in other places. So, this, I do not have the same days. My Monday, Wednesday are one way, my Tuesday, Thursday are another way, and my Friday's completely different. So, I may have to do Monday, Wednesday here, Tuesday, Thursday, and then maybe Friday there. So, but I do need to begin that, go to bed at a certain time, get up at a certain time. I am a night owl by nature. My dad was one. He loved that we stayed up together, and I have to be really careful because my youngest two have become tremendous night owl. That my son was in college, he became a night owl, and he's better now, but my daughter has really become an ideal. And I kind of have to say, life isn't going to work that well for you if you keep doing that. So, you know. But, okay, so then we went through those pages, and then my daily disciplines. So this is really like a habit type tracker. And then it takes you through 7 days. There's some more places to journal, and then you have a to-do list. So, anyways, I hope you can hear that. That is rain, and it almost sounds like hail. Oh, and something printing also. So anyways, well, all right. I have the 3 priorities for that day. What I appreciate today I will avoid, which is a big thing for me. Today I get to enjoy, and that's another thing for me. I have decided that I need to set goals, my priority list, and then I need to reward myself at a certain point. Stop and work on something. So that has been a problem for myself. When my parents were ill, I did not take care of myself. And then after my parents passed, I did not take care of myself. I tried, but even going to New England, I felt guilty. And then we came home and I realized this is ridiculous. Nobody else thinks this way. I am the only one that feels guilty because I'm not working. And I realized that is wrong. I am worn out. My knees are almost gone. My immune system is worn down. I've got arthritis, 2 different kinds. I've got just a long list of autoimmune issues. And I'm not taking care of myself. So I literally went earlier this week and I picked up things like facial masks and, things I haven't done in ages. I actually purchased some makeup here recently and, just did some things like that for myself. And I'm not saying go break the bank. Go to the Dollar Tree and get elf makeup. You can do whatever you need to do. But we have to take care of ourselves. And I mean, seriously, you could use olive oil. You could use coconut oil. You could use all kinds of things. So, because I wash my face every night with an oil. It's by Eucerin, but it's an oil. And when it runs out, if I don't feel like spending the money, I may just use like coconut oil or olive oil. It would work just fine. So, these are the things that I need to focus on. And I love that today's theme is. So do you ever have that kind of day where you think, okay, today is about getting the kitchen under control, or today is cleaning out the hall closet, and whatever it is that you need to tackle. So, or today is a focus on my friends' day. Make sure I send messages to them. Make sure I call and leave them, text them, leave a call and try to chat with them, and limit my chats. Things like that. That's a reward after you've done X amount of work. That's a reward for me. So that's something I'm going to try to focus back in my life. The things that I have recognized is when you live in the country, you don't have friends that you're running into all the time. You have yourself, the mirror, and the coffee pot. You know what I mean? It's just, that's how it is. And sometimes you have the chickens that have been let out, and sometimes they haven't been, and the ducks and the geese. But, and of course I have my little cockatiels. But it's not the same thing. And friendship is something you have to attend to. And when I was taking care of my parents, I was developing friendships in other ways, but those were not friendships necessarily for life. There are a few that came out of that, but not all of them. And so, it's just one of those kind of situations. So it's time to get reconnected with friends of like mind, that we be like-minded. And so, yeah. And I'm not really sure where that is right now. I know Ladies Bible Study is important to me and getting back to it. And I'm doing some things online and, things like that. So, okay. So we just keep going. So then we review the day at the end of the day. We journal. Tomorrow I will improve on. I am looking forward to. So my goal in all of this is to focus on this and get through. So here we are on day 7. So end of the first week. Then I review my week. I know. Isn't that neat? I will follow up my ideal day. I reached my milestones. I was able to avoid distractions and on. Then we start over. We planned week 2. We set up the week 2 milestones. We set up the habit tracker. We set up whatever we need to here. And for me, because I'm kind of artsy craftsy, this may be a place where I just do a vision board for this week. What I want to focus on. What I want to work on. what is it that will float my boat, so to speak? It's just an idea. I don't know. To-do list. And then we have the same thing again. 7 more days. Review my day. And then, whoops, sorry, review my week was what I was looking for. And then we go again. So we're on week 3. And I'm trying to see how many weeks there are. Then we're week 4. And I think it stops after week 4. Hold on. I can't remember. Maybe it goes to week 5. Okay, monthly review. So we begin November next Friday. So this is where I'm going to begin this. So we go through a monthly review. I met my personal goals. I met my professional goals. I met my health goals. I met my relationship goals. I have not focused on all 4 things in years at the same time. I'm going to be very honest. Either I'm working like a dog in my work, or I'm working like a dog in my health, or I'm working like a dog with my family and, my relationships. And I just haven't. It's like I can't seem to get the perfect mix. So I'm hoping this will just be a tool to help me. And then you have a place back here where you can just take notes, and that's it. So it gives you some examples on the back page. These are kind of a plasticky cover, and you can order a new one every month. I don't know how cost effective that is, but I do know that this is what I want to do in the month of November. Now remember, the month of November we begin the Fall Gratitude and Thanksgiving Bible Journaling Camp. So my work will still continue, my YouTube will still continue, my Instagram, all those things, and I'll be adding in the class on top, which I'm super excited about. And I'm also working on some personal things, personal growth type processes. So I may take a break from those and just use this tool. Then, when I get finished with that tool, I'm going to take it into this planner. Now, I have had one of these planners before that I did not use. They're undated. I have the striped one, and I may still have it. It may be deep in my old craft space. But I had signed up for some productivity things with Ruth Sukup in Living Well, Spending Less. And this was just something that they added on that was a really good deal. So I thought, yeah, I can do this. Now, here's the crafter in me. All I'm thinking is, wow, what could I use this for? I'm such a weird crafter. But, okay, I digress. Please forgive me. So, this was just a thank you for help at definemyday.com. So it's probably definemyday.com is where you get that last particular planner. So, okay, then here is this one. So this one comes with, and I thought it did. I can feel it now. Let me see if I can get there. Well, doggone it. My nails are too thick. There we go. So there's a pocket there. You can see that. Here's the front page. And then she just talks you through it. Then she tells you how to get started once a week, once a month, once a season. Do It Scared, which is one of her new books. I wonder what, you know what, we've got all these critters in here right now, these little buggies because of the storm that came in. Okay, I was like, what is that? Okay, I know what that was. It's kind of like, they're really weird little gnat looking things. Anyways, and I just have to start my essential oils pots and they'll go away. But she has a new book called Do It Scared. Courage is action in the face of fear. And for me, so many things have gone on that I have been immobilized. And I don't know if it's fear or if it's just feeling overwhelmed or if it's just feeling the grief of the loss of my parents and the enormity of what we took on, the stress that it caused my family. My family did the bulk of all the actual physical, mental, and paperwork in actual care. And so as a result, it affected our family. And now we're trying to come out of that and fix that. And I don't have all the answers yet. I don't know that we can get back to what we had before. I know that we can start new, and that is the hope. And our children were changing immensely through this process. We had a son get married. We had a daughter go to grad school and get in a PhD program. She then found a fellow. She then got married, and she's having a baby. And we have our youngest daughter, who was, this was my last child to homeschool, and right in the middle of her senior year, my dad dies in the fall, and my mom dies in February. Yeah, September and February. Wow. And she was the one to help do a huge portion of the work. We paid her. She deserved every penny and more for that work. And we loved her, and we know that she is just a blessing, and that's that. And, but it forever changed even her in this process. So I went through just immobilizing moments of how do I even begin to get all this done, much less now how do I finish it, and how do I deal with these we've had some naughty situations, and people doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons, and some of them have been criminal, and we have to decide if we are going to pursue that in that way, which we pray it won't be. But there have been realizations that we've unearthed in this process, and those that were, quote, there for us weren't. And at times they used us, and that was real, which I always warn people when they're in this moment, they really need to know who they can trust and who they can't trust. And you need to have that backup system in place. And at that time, I had a best friend die right after my mom died. I had a best friend move out of state. I had another friend who just travels a lot, and then I had, acquaintances, but, my closest friends. And, just having your best friend die is just devastating. And I've said this before, so we get in this mode of either fear or being overwhelmed or exhausted or whatever it is that we're going through, and then all of a sudden you're immobilized. You can't get anything done. And I need to read this book, Do It Scared. I do. And it is on my list to read. I'll probably put it on my, like a Kindle book, or an audio book. Probably audio would be better. But I like that she incorporates this in this. So in that, we're trying to figure out the reality, what I could do more, less. This year I will choose, and that's a thing. You have to choose what you're going to do. Choose this day, who you will serve. As for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. And I just cannot say that enough, because if you don't choose, there are like 10 other people who will choose what you need to be doing, and to be honest, for them. If you haven't figured that out yet, and I'm sorry if I sound very blunt right now, but I have people that, quote unquote, sucked me dry. I just cannot say that enough. It was woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, and in reality it was really woe is me, and I didn't get to have that. So all I can say is everybody goes through this process differently, no doubt, and I totally get that. And there is grace and mercy and love and encouragement and all of those amazing gifts from God. But there are also boundaries that you must put into place. And I did not. And then by the time you go back in and you put them in, then people are angry. They're hurt. They're offended. And you have to be really careful how you explain why you're doing what you're doing. And I have worked really hard. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to release you, because there are some people that it doesn't matter how much grace and love and carefully choosing your words, you're still going to have people that aren't going to be understanding at all, and they're going to be offended, and they're going to be hurt, and they're going to be all those things plus. So what I can say to you is, who you go to is God. And I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but I'm going to tell you I am. And I go to the Father, and I ask Him, and I sit quietly to hear His voice. Because when I can't hear my Father, that means I am too busy. There is too much going on. I've got too much static. And sometimes static is people, sometimes static is activities, sometimes static is just to-do lists, and sometimes at this point in my life, static is this holy mess of a house. And you know what? I have finally decided, I have said this many times, but I think in the next, after our granddaughter is born, I'm going to hire people in and we are going to gut the house. And I don't know if I need to move my husband into a hotel for a week, but I just need to be able to work till 2 in the morning, which is what I tend to do, and then sleep in and start again at 10 the next day and just work. And because, and I used to be able to do that. I don't know if my knees will allow me to do that, but I also need to have somebody here that I can just kind of what I call point and click. I can say, please put that there, please put that in that pile, please put that in this place, that kind of a thing. So choose. What are you going to choose? And then over, what are you going to do over is what I'm assuming that means. To do big things this year, I must do. And to get started today. So then we go to long-term goals. So she covers everything from personal growth, recreation, and fun, which I have not done. We did do some movie going, but that was it. That has ended as well. Health and fitness, home improvements, financial goals, and to connect with people. And I need to come up with a motto statement, a word for the year. And since I'm going to be starting this probably in December, maybe I won't start it till January. I'm not sure because I'll be doing 25 days of Christmas. And though that is completely different, I will finish this in the month of November. I may order a second book and do December, and that may be really what I need to do before I start this. But this needs to be started no later than January 1. And I just need to get all this stuff down. So special dates, important info, phone numbers, contacts, year at a glance. If you guys aren't using this, really focus on 3 things, per month that are big things or big dates or whatever it is you need to do. For me, those big days may be days for me to go do something to take care of myself because I stink at that. I mean, forgive me. This is very rude, but I suck at it. I'm terrible. And I don't know. There's something I need to change. So, notes and ideas. The ability to concentrate, to use your time well is everything. Lee Iacocca, a quote, and then we start the months. So we have month at a glance, those same goal settings. We have goal crushing, breaking big into bite-sized projects for the month. Project planning, I'm assuming, is for the month. Then here is the monthly calendar, which is fun. And then here is the daily. Now, in the one, define my day, it breaks things into the hourly. I try not to do that. But since my days get away from me so quickly, if I did nothing but write down what I did do, and then I could go back and review it and say, keep, get rid of, keep, get rid of. That would be instrumental. So, not sure yet how I'm going to use this. There's the 3 must-dos and then dinner. So this really is an all-in-one planner. I am not a huge fan of these kind of rings. You guys know that. So, that's why I tend to shy away from these. But, we'll see how it works out. So here's this last week of the month. And then the monthly budget is in here. By January 1, I really want to work on this. I have my notebook. I've worked on some areas of the budget, but not a lot because we were traveling. We went overboard in our purchasing because we had to cook all this food ahead. I mean, there's just been so many things. So, monthly expenses, monthly plans and goals, thoughts, and thanks. So, this is just a grace and gratitude area, which I love. And then last but not least, notes and ideas. So then we start again. So, and every month comes with an encouragement. A busy life is not the same as a meaningful one. And that is the truth. That is really the truth. And I have got to tell you, I say this over and over, bloom where you are planted. If you are in the grocery store that day, I'm going to go back. This week, I had to go to the doctor. I had to go meet a friend in Austin, and she brought her mom, which was wonderful, and I loved every minute of it. And then I had to go to the grocery store, and then I got caught going 28 miles an hour down I-35 through Austin, Texas. It lasted all the way to Buda, and then I finally just jumped off and took the back roads home. And I cannot tell you what a huge time waster that was. Now, when I went to the grocery store, I went in there for 4 things, but I knew I needed more, so I filled a cart. when I was checking out, the gal was so sweet to me, and we were talking, and I had just had